Love grand. But what about all the cloak and dagger stuff we did to smuggle you here? You know, the bad guys could be watching. Shouldn't we perhaps go in the house and close the door? Besides, you're making a public spectacle of yourself, not to mention the fact I'm feeling very left out, and I am freezing.
Come in, Lucy.
Thank you.
Jill, Lucy, quick sweep around the house while you're waiting for Laura to open the door. There's nobody out there. If trouble shows up, I'll head for the attic. You just stall him long enough for me to slip down the drain pipe.
There is no trouble, Luke.
You sure?
Yes. Except that half of Port Charles has been out of their minds with worry about you. What happened? Where have you been? You look like you're about to keel over. Come on, sit down.
Yeah, maybe that might be a good idea, honey. I'm starting to see two of you, and you know, if I see three or more, I've died and gone to heaven.
Yeah, well, you almost did.
Nah, I wasn't within a mile of the pearly gate. Besides, they wouldn't let me in there anyway. And who knows, I might have ended up in that other place, sharing a bunk with Frank for eternity. That would be hell. Next thing I knew, I was in the water. Sonny tried to stall, get me back in the boat, but there was a hail of bullets from the dock. Rivera's men must have figured out our range.
Sonny didn't know if you submerged the second time on purpose or because you had been shot again.
Well, that's what I wanted the sharpshooters on the dock to wonder. Sonny's back?
Yes. He didn't know. What happened after you told him to leave?
Well, I stayed underwater as long as I could. I thought my lungs were going to burst. I was afraid if I popped up, I'd get shot. But I must have gotten lucky and caught a current or something, because when I came up, I was about a half mile down the beach from the marina. I could hear all this yelling and running around. So I laid low there and ripped up my shirt, trying to stop the bleeding. And then when it got quiet, I got back in the water and slipped away from the hotel. I tried to stay close to shore and stay underwater as much as I could. And, oh, baby, I was scared. You know, there's sharks in those waters. You know how I hate sharks.
It was kind of like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid meets Jaws 3, huh?
It took about half an hour for me to get out of the side of the hotel, I think. And I was getting real woozy. I just sort of washed up on shore, climbed over some rocks into a tangle of bushes there, and I passed out.
You're a mess.
You should have seen him when I found him. I mean, he was really a mess. He had sand all in his hair and dried blood stuck on him, and I didn't think he'd stay alive with the trip to the hotel, much less the whole trip in the laundry basket with all that dirty laundry piled on top of you.
Excuse me, I missed a beat.
Well, you see, when I came to, it was already dark, and I was still bleeding, and I knew I couldn't go to the cops even if I could find one. I knew that Sonny was laying low somewhere, probably out of sight. I knew that Rivera and his men were watching the others. And then I suddenly remembered Lucy.
And my phone was ringing when I got back from the concert that night.
Yeah, I stumbled out of the bushes there and down a road, and I found an old telephone. Oh, that worked.
You know what? I bet those guys at the rental car place are still trying to get all your blood out of those plush velour seats. I did try to get him to go to a doctor, but he refused.
Yeah, he can be pretty stubborn, can he?
Well,
Tell
you
me
know,
about it.
what's a doctor going to do? I know that the bullet passed through my shoulder clean. It didn't hit anything vital, or I already would have been dead. So.
Oh, well, somebody must have cleaned that wound, because I didn't see any infection at all.
You know the mini bars and hotels you can use if you get a little thirsty? Well... Oh, okay. This is going to hurt me as much as it hurts you, but I have to do this. Ready? Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, better I should drink that. Better I should drink that.
No, forget it. I am not spending $8 a bottle on rum just so you can get drunk on it. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Think of it as anesthesia.
Oh, listen, I am saving your life here, so you just shut up and be quiet. Good grief.
Where'd you learn that?
In the movies. Where else? But I did, after I figured that he was okay, you know, that it was safe to leave, and I did run down to the hotel pharmacy, and I bought some real antiseptic and bandages and cream and all that kind of stuff. But guess who I ran into down there? Damien and Catherine. Lo and behold, boy, was I afraid. I thought I would die.
I don't know what's going on. With Frank out of the picture, it could be open season. You see, that's why I wouldn't let Lucy call you, sweetheart, or anybody else. Because I figured it'd be like sending a death warrant. I just had to wait until I could get back here and check the situation out for myself.
Right, so yesterday I figured he was well enough to travel, so I went out and bought him some travel clothes.
You gotta be kidding.
Well, this is your disguise. You see, Mr. and Mrs. Morton Mankiewicz, they're going to rent this boat, and they're going to take that boat to Key West. And then Mr. and Mrs. Manville Brattleboro have gotten a rental car, and they're going to take that rental car from Key West to Miami. And then Mr. and Mrs. Seymour Finkelstein have got first-class tickets all the way to Albany. And then Mr. and Mrs. George Krebs, well, they're going to take a rental car and drive from Albany to Port Charles.
Where the hell did you get these names?
I think that I have a real talent for this stuff. Oh, we gotta get you dressed.
Thank you. I can dress myself, Liz.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay. I'm impressed. Tell me something. Is this what you have been doing all these years?
More or less.
You know, for me, it's a real high. But I'm exhausted.
Well, you done good, Luz. Go home and have a bubble bath.
Well, isn't there something else I could do? You know, maybe I could go get a doctor and secretly get him in here.
I'll have Bobby and Tony come over and take a look at him.
Yeah, but what if there's secret messages that you need to deliver? I'm your gal. I can do that.
We'll use the phone, Lucy. Sonny assured me that it was perfectly safe now.
I don't know what that means.
That's good, but are you sure you don't take care of him?
I always have. You know, Lucy, I thank you. From the bottom of my heart. I really do.
Well, you're welcome. You know, you two are very special people. So, well, ta.
Ciao.
Bon amigos.
Ciao.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Adios.
Buenas noches.
Ta-ta. Ah. Adios. Gracias.
Cheerio. Where are the kids?
Leslie Lou's taking her nap. Lucky's on an overnight field trip with Sly.
You're mad.
You know, that doesn't quite describe it.
Honey, I couldn't take you with me. Not this time.
If you hadn't come back, I never would have forgiven you.
But now?
I'm glad it's over.
Sweetheart, I had to do it. I had to do it for the kids. And I couldn't risk your talking me out of it.
Okay. So now that Frank Smith is out of our lives for good, there's something else I'd like you to do for your kids. I want you to promise me that you'll take all this energy and ingenuity and pig-headedness and use it to ensure that our children will always have a father to love and to be loved by.
Life is risk. You know that.
But you make choices, Luke. I want you to be brutally honest. Take a look around you here. If this life isn't enough for you, I want to know now.